18th. I'm fixing this morning to go to Hobucken and to do a little visiting and to get some VCR shots of some friends that's down there. I'm zooming in here on the refrigerator. It shows you the those little gadgets that happen from the front there, that little saw and the circular saw blade and the hand saw was something that Gail picked up out in Portland, Oregon. It's hand painted. As you can see there, I think it's pretty neat myself. Of course, this is my kitchen stove over here. There's a shot down the hallway. Living room shot again. I'm looking out the drive to the little lane road. Out straight in front is Joan Larry, Royce Spain's daughter. She married Garnet. They live in this house right there. And on out at the corner down there is Dennard Sadler. He was Miss Joella Sadler's grandson. He lives out at the corner of Chair Road. Here, that's Jimmy Swindell's house. That's Verona Swindell's son, with Cecil Swindell's son. That's where he lives. Down at the end of the road down here is Carl Dixon Jr. His dad owned these 4 lots, and one of them that I bought here, and of course he built on the corner lot there. That's Roy Spain's workshop over there. This is right at the back of my lot here. This is Thomas Quidder's little garage there, and this is his pickup truck. This is his motor home. Of course, he's in a mobile home. He lives in a mobile home. These are my 2 out shelters. I started putting aluminum siding on it, or vinyl siding. I never finished it yet. These are peach trees I have out here, small peach trees. Hopefully I'll get some peaches on it, well, beginning next year, hopefully. This is the back side of my house. Of course, about all vehicles going. Now I got this truck cover on top of that trailer. That's the last thing that I have. That was a cover I used on my tool truck back when I was in the building business, and I plan to get rid of all that in the trailer shortly. Of course, this little house here is a pump house. I have my own, since I have to have my own water system. This is the cornice that Buster fixed to go in the office that is fixing here. So you got it finished, haven't you? I mean, you got the varnish on it and all, haven't you?
Yeah, I got putting up the varnish on it.
Yeah, it looked like a real good job, Buster. Yeah, okay. Yeah, this is an office that Buster's, well, remodeled himself. Fixing it up like he's doing a real good job here. Yeah, that's right. Real good job. And let's see, Tommy Bennett's putting the floor in. Looks like a good job here on the floor. Back this off like it should be. Yes, back off far as it'll go. Okay. Oh, we'll get your picture now. You act real sweet down here. What you barking at here, huh? What you barking at? That little red dot?
Yeah.
Okay, now we got you. So you had the cat about 6 weeks. Been taken off about 6 weeks. Is that right? And
my knee hadn't even got completely well, and I had the cataract took off my eye. I couldn't hardly see out of the eye at all, and I got my driving license though during the time, but the patrolman hadn't been mighty patient with me and asked me to come back when no one was there. Because see, I've had them from him for 4 times.
Oh, is that right?
So he knew me very well.
Yeah.
And he said, come back. He said, in the evening, I won't be busy. And that way, he said, I can work with you. And that way I got...
Well, that's fine.
It was reading those little fine letters. There just wasn't... I just didn't see them on the board. That's all there was to it. I just didn't see them.
I understand. Yeah. Well, I want to get in on this so they get my voice now. This is Mrs. Ruth Lupton. She was Mrs. Clinton Lupton. He was a minister, a Free Will Baptist, I believe, wasn't it? Wasn't he a Free Will Baptist minister?
Yeah, that's right.
And now he's going to be
35 years.
Now for 35 years.
35 years.
Now he's going on to be with the Lord. Now, what year did he go on to be with the Lord in? What year did he go to be with the Lord?
Let's see. We were going down there to Mount Zion Church in about the 38th, and they wanted him to teach Sunday school class, and he started with teaching a Sunday school class, the adult class, and then they asked him to be a minister, and so he went up to be a minister and was ordained in 40.
In 40, yeah. Well, now, what year did he pass away?
Oh, 80.
In 80.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
September the 3rd, 80.
Yeah. Well, he's been going now about 9 years.
Yeah.
9
years.
Yeah.
9 years.
Yeah. Well, that's one thing we're all going to do.
Absolutely.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. But thank the Lord we have a better place prepared for us than what we have here.
That's right.
That's
exactly
what
we
right.
got to work for now.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. And it's, I tell you, I've been through a whole lot since I saw you in examinations. See, I fell in Willis's store.
Yeah, that's right.
And I fell, how come it fall? I was at I bought my groceries and was at checkout counter, and that little boy in there, you've seen him, haven't you? He's about 3 years old. He come stoop right down behind me, and I didn't know it. And I went to step back and let some people by, and when I did, well, I just fell down.
Yeah.
I had nowhere to step, and I fell down. And a couple of colored men come right to my rescue and stood me right up on my feet. Which I was thankful for that.
Sure. Yes,
there were two big men, and I reckon that's what it took to put me on my feet. But they did it with little ease, and I sure did appreciate it too.
Yeah,
I told them so.
That's right.
But then, see, I fell right there. It's where the hit, and here is where I fell. The next day, I didn't know anything.
Is that right?
I didn't know what went on. Nothing. And I was talking to Minnie Barnhill, and she said I didn't act right or talk right, and she called Jean, asked Jean to check on me, and Jean come here and shook on me and said, we got to go see a doctor. And said, I got right up and said, yeah, I want to. And that's very unusual for me wanting to see a doctor.
Yeah, I understand.
So I don't see them unless I have to.
Yes, that's right.
She took me. They sent me from the doctor out here in Bayboro to have a head scan, and I didn't know nothing about none of it.
Is that right?
And I thought she had me mixed up with somebody else until Dr. Hudson showed me it was on his report. Then I believed. See, Hudson wasn't in. It was his other man who worked with him was in there. I forgot what his name is. Anyway, he wasn't in, and so went and got that, and then next day they went back to search what caused me to have that blackout, and they started at my feet, and that blood vessel come from his feet, and they found it right there, right off against where I fell.
Right.
Now, wouldn't you have thought that fall that caused that?
I would say so. Yes, definitely so.
Yeah, that's what I think.
That's right.
Anyway, they found it there, and they run an instrument in there that made a hole as big as that, right in my groin. And he beat his fingers like that all on it, and broke it apart and drew it out. And then the next day I entered the hospital at Thursday morning, 7:30. They operated there and cleaned that vessel all out. And when I left the hospital, I'd lost so much blood. My blood pressure was 125 over 35. They put in a recliner for 3 days. Well, laying in bed would be impossible for me in the daytime. Laying in bed, I just can't do that.
Yeah.
And but I had a recliner, so I sit in that. Said only to get up only when you go to the bathroom. Now they didn't tell me how I was going to eat.
Right.
But I got Gene went in the store and got some stuff for me to make sandwiches out of. And I was up long enough to make a sandwich, and that's what I eat for 3 days, sandwich. Then auxiliary met, and they had servants down there, and they sent me a I hope and pray that this is the last. I think I've been through enough now. For all of it.
Well, I certainly hope so.
Everything has healed up quickly.
Good.
Now it'll be a month Wednesday since this was operated on.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I think it just that little place right there is red. The rest of that up there under my ear is.
Yes, it's his wife, maybe. It's over there doing some work over there on the wharf. I'll zoom this in so we can get a closer view of it. There it is. And there's the wharf out there, and well, they have it fixed up quite nicely. There's a boat. Here's the water aid down there. There's the boat off out of there. I guess that fellow's trolling. I don't know exactly. I don't see any fishing line. I don't know exactly what he's trolling for. There. Like a pretty nice house over there that they have. Another thing, I don't, trailers of the boats that are out there in the creek at this time.
Increases or decreases. I just know that everything's flowing right.
This waterway
This is
runs
the end
from
of
Florida
side 1. Please turn
I
your
think
cassette
far as
over
New
for the
York, or even
continuation
could
of
be
this
farther
message.
up. This is only stoplights, as far as I know, in Pamlico County, here, this intercoastal waterway.
I do not even remember being impatient. I cannot remember the last time I was impatient. So see, what I'm saying is these things are more important to God than the physical. You know, they really are. These spiritual fruit, this spiritual fruit. All this happened through the Word. And through the Word...
Charles Alfred Spain's boatyard. He bought this from Herman Pate. The Hobucken Marina. That's the place where the boats dock. Makes a good safe harbor for them. House over there. This is the end of the marina. That's the road there that goes to Lowland. Hobucken Methodist Church. I want it.
I'll move out of your way, just wanted to speak to you.
Bert. Well, let me get your picture here, boy.
Oh, no, you'll ruin your camera. I just want to...
This is Dawes Creek. There's been quite a change in this waterfront since I was a kid. I used to come down here to go out almost on a daily basis. I had a little 12-foot juniper rowboat, and I would bring it down on a set of buggy wheels and axle. I could push it. It was really easy to push and put it overboard. That was about, well, 60 years ago. So it's been quite a time. Quite a time passed. There's a speedboat going down the bay. I can draw him in. Maybe I can see him. I don't know. Yeah, there he goes. He's in a hurry, looks like. He thinks maybe we're going to find some fish, I guess, down there. Hopefully he will. Okay. So much for this. That's where I was born and raised. This is Uncle Fred's house, which was grandmother's brother. And then the house on down is Uncle Charlie's house, which was brother to grandmother. And also went to John Riley Hopkins' house, is on down the road. And there's Nelson Lee's daddy's house there. Schoolhouse, the location where I went to and finished high school. Now this is not the same building. The building that I finished high school in burned down many years ago, and it was replaced with that building. This is the grounds that they're going to be having the homecoming, Goose Island homecoming, which will be next weekend. That was old teachers, that's old Parsons' place there, for the principal of the high school. Cousin Gertie's house. That house was built somewhere back around the early 40s. This is her yard here. She lives next door to where Louise and I lived. And this is the house that Louise and I lived in. We moved in there in March 1946. And that's where we lived until, let's see, she passed away in '82. And I don't know, sometime after that I moved out and I sold the house. I saw two deer that one truck had this morning. So this is the first day of the deer season. Compared to his house, this is his field place. He used to tend it years ago, but he's gotten so bad off now that he can't do anything with it. He's rented it out. This is Clifton, his son's house. Clifton works on the water, so he's not home at this time. Off down the road. Let me get this thing backed off here. We're too close on it. Yeah, now we're getting it. Yeah. What time you guys come up here?
About daylight.
Daylight?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get out early so you pick up a hot trail, you know.
Yeah, well, that's right too. Yeah. So this is Levy O'Neal. And who are you?
Kevin Lupton.
What again?
Kevin Lupton.
Kevin Lupton. What Lupton? Who was your dad?
Chris
Oh,
Lupton.
Chris. Oh, is that right?
Sir.
Yeah. Well, I know Chris well. Yeah. And what's your name, son? No. You.
I'm Robert Lupton.
Robert. Well, what relation are you to?
Brothers.
Brothers. Oh, yeah. Well, that's fine. This fellow here, who's he? Who now?
Jeremy.
Yeah, maybe I picked it up on this, maybe.
Yeah, that's Albert McKinney's grandson.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Right. This gentleman back over here.
Fire foreman. Fire foreman.
Larry? That's Larry? Well, Larry, I didn't recognize you behind all that beard back there. Yeah. Well, it's nice to see all of you again.
Yeah.
Yeah,
See
real
you too,
nice.
Kirby.
And you all have a good day of hunting now.
Hey, you don't want a job, do you?
Back of the old
And you have the ability to
home
resist.
place
But
down at Hobucken.
I remember being awakened one morning early, and the Lord seemed to be impressing me to get up and study the
That's
Scriptures
Cousin Gertie's
in a
back of her
particular
home
area.
place.
And I wasn't tired. I wasn't even sleepy.
Bridget
Burst through the door,
Hobucken.
holding that tooth
The
up,
drawer
and she
is
said,
open
I asked
now.
Jesus help me, and I pulled it, and it didn't even hurt any.
Had a
And she
muscle
comes
through.
running up the stairs. I was upstairs. She ran upstairs. She said, Daddy, look, Daddy, Daddy, I asked Jesus, and he helped me. And then healed him through the Word, and people standing there just praying for him. He got up from what was without doubt a massive stroke, and yet God just stood him up, and he is upstairs right now teaching the Bible while I'm talking to you. You can go see him. And then last week he's teaching down in Waco, and a fella comes in there that's had a headache that was just unbearable, and nobody could help it for 7 years. Every day of the year he said he had this unbearable headache, and he's sitting there listening to the Word and received it, and he was healed instantly, and his name is Bob Levy, the tackle from Dallas Cowboys. It's in the Hall of Fame. God just reached out and touched Bob Levy. Right there, a woman that hadn't heard in 14 years was healed of deafness while the Word was being taught, and just rejoiced in the Lord because of what he did. It's just beautiful. Man, you can't believe
The
it.
bridge at
Letters that
Hobucken.
we're receiving from people who've been set free from so many different